Addressing the hypotheses. Our next step is to evaluate the hypotheses postulated to explain the phenomena, watching carefully whether they indeed cover all the observations. But before diving into them, we would like to recapitulate certain aspects about Xavier's life. There are a set of capital points mentioned across the essay and summarized below that we draw particular attention to because they reveal the critical background to the discussions elaborated in this section. Number 1. He spent his childhood in a poor environment with little access to literate culture or any library. Number 2. He attended only elementary school, having 4 years of formal education. Number 3. He reported seeing deceased people and interacting with them during his childhood around the age of 5. Number 4. He discovered Allan Kardec's ideas at the age of 17 and kept his convictions until his death at the age of 92. Number 5. Started working at the age of 9 and retired at age 50, delivering around 10 hours of work per day. When not working at the Ministry of Agriculture, he occupied his free time in charitable activities during the weekends, seeing hundreds of people a week and writing texts. Number 6. The symptoms of his eye disease started when he was 21 and led him to a complete sight loss in one of his eyes when older. He retired at the age of 50 due to this physical disability. Number 7. Throughout his life, he produced around 500 books and an estimate of 10,000 letters. His first book was published when he was only 22. Number 8. He refused to receive copyrights for the book Psychographed, claiming to be only an instrument for the alleged authors. Number 9. He was never married nor had any biological children, devoting all his time to his supposed mission. Then, by evaluating Xavier's psychographed work, we can make the following conclusions. Number 1. To produce the books classified into Group 1, he would have to have an in-depth knowledge of various areas such as history, religion, medicine, and philosophy, as well as skills in composing novels, dissertations, and other types of texts. Number 2. To produce the books classified into Group 2, he would have to have an in-depth knowledge of literature and the talent to write a wide variety of poems, short stories, and chronicles. He would also have to have the ability to produce texts that contained many cultural references, citations, and games of allusions beyond the first reading layer, consistent with their alleged authors. Number 3. To produce the letters classified into Group 3, he would have to have access to much information in the private domain, information that was known only to families and friends, and other information known only to the alleged author of the writings, but unknown to the families. Furthermore, he would have to have access to all this data in a time and place without computers, internet, or accessible libraries. Number 4. To produce the letters classified into Group 3, he would have to have a minimal comprehension of several languages other than Portuguese. Number 5. To produce the text from any of the 3 groups, he would have to have an ability to maintain internal coherence, thematic and intertextual, between texts attributed to the same person but written in different circumstances. Number 6. To produce texts with distinct intellectual demands, he would have to have spent a different amount of time in each of them. Now we shall have a closer look into each hypothesis postulated to explain Xavier's access to information.